Hello Karin, so good to meet you again at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. We are pleased to see here always present research institute that is working hard to bring us new 5G solutions on the market. How was the evolution of our institute from last year since we met first time?
Yes, so last year we have had some news like the positioning news, but there we showed 2D positioning. Now this year we have 3D positioning on the show, so we added this third dimension to the positioning, and we can see it also afterwards. So we really see if a forklift is bringing components and a rack, we really see on which level in the rack the component were brought in. So this is really, if you look on industrial use cases, an add-on.
How do you finance these projects? Are you working with the mobile operator? Are you getting funds from the European Commission because they stated that they want to involve more money in this 5G research? Or are you getting the money from your national government, national ministries?
Yeah. So it's every time a mix with Fraunhofer. So we have on the one side companies who like to have a specific development for their products. So this is one part. The other part is that we are governmentally funded in some projects. So there's a very big one, it's the 5G Bavaria, and it's funded by the Ministry of Economic Affairs in Bavaria, and it's a very big program to really start 5G in Germany. So there is a test center established in Erlangen where we do simulation or emulation together for the customers, for companies, and we have many test beds. One of the test beds is in Nuremberg for Industry 4.0 applications.
What do you think it is your advantage in research part in front of the mobile operators? Because they obviously have their own research segment, but what is your main advantage?
Yeah, sometimes we have a very specific knowledge of specific items, like in positioning. We do positioning in mobile communication networks now since over 20 years. So we really experience in the algorithms how to use it, how to use the signals, how to do deployment. And this is something also for a very experienced mobile operator. It's useful to contact us and to speak with us to learn about our experience.
Have you made also 3G and 4G research? Can you see the difference? What can you bring new on the market?
Yes, we have done also, especially in Erlangen, LTE research parts. But really the big advantage of 5G is, but I think this is common knowledge, is we have this mobile broadband possibility. For industry application is the low latency aspect very important, and the machine type communication, so that you really can have thousands, millions of mobile devices, small mobile devices, IoT devices in a network to communicate.
Are you developing also mobile devices?
So the mobile device is not our part yet, so it's more that we look on like special applications like positioning or to improve low latency communication, so really specific aspects in the network or specific services like positioning.
Can you work also with some other research institutes from other countries, or are you going to work only for your country?
This really depends on the project. So we have many international projects also funded by European Commission, but for 5G at the moment there's I would say 50-50. So there are many German-focused projects, but also international projects, because 5G is international. So if you think 5G, you every time think international.
What should be your recommendations, let's say, for the regulators of the European Commissions? Because there is a big debate here at Mobile World Congress for several years that Europe is losing momentum in 5G in front of US and Asia. How do you perceive this issue?
So for us as a technology and a research company, that's not so easy to answer this, because we're really on the technology part. We are working the standardization, we are very active there. I also see that companies are very active there, so the standard is going forward. And the deployment is really a question of how the market in any country is reacting, how the regulations are. So this is really depending on the specific market and the specific decisions made in this market.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Hello Marco, you are in charge with the 5G Bavaria Research Institute, and we are very anxious to know something that you are working on. What are the first results, let's say, of your working progress?
So currently, there are results to be coming in the future, because 5G Bavaria has currently started. So we talk a lot with companies. So the motto of 5G Bavaria is from the bring 5G from the standardization research into the application. So we speak a lot with companies, with industries. So for example, Industry 4.0 is a focus. This is really the aim, to help companies to understand if their application is really working within 5G. So this is...
So the benefits of this kind of research is that the companies are not losing time, let's say, in their own research, and they are saving monies, and they can offer more directly the applications on the market.
Exactly. So saving time and money is really one of the focuses. So if you remember the standardization, so there are features to be announced, but if you are really able to test them, it will take a couple of years, because now it's finalized, the standardization of release 15, but if you really can buy products to test it, it will take 2, 3 or more years. So you really don't know, does my application really work? So within 5G Bavaria, we're using simulation, emulation, so you get really first results to understand, is it really working? And if yes, you can transfer it into a test bed, so test it in a real environment, and then you are really sure it will work. And this, in the end, saves you time and money.
What are the industry segments, let's say, that you think are going to be in front of the 5G adoption? The auto part, the industrial part?
So what we personally think, this is why we have a Industry 4.0 testbed and also a mobility testbed. So these are very important industries. So the verticals, so automation industry, car manufacturers, suppliers for them. That's really interesting. But any other vertical should be aware of 5G, and so we are trying also to do some offers for them. So yeah.